Everybody, is Steph from the Hot Moving Podcast, and one thing I wanted to talk about, and I haven't had a chance to, is that I'm sure y'all noticed if you guys watch Nightcap during the week, and now the NBA season has started. Gilbert Arenas isn't on there anymore, and I find that very interesting, right? I mean, obviously, I don't know what's happened. I don't know why Gil is no longer on there. Of course, towards the end of the summer, or at least once the NBA season finished, I mean, there was really no reason for Gil to show up. But I mean, we had the Olympics, and Gil wasn't on there on the Nightcap. With Shannon and Chad Johnson talking ball, and we're 2 weeks into the NBA season, and still no Gilbert Arenas. So just from the outside looking in, it seems to me that that relationship and partnership is over. Okay, Gilbert Arenas was making his weekly appearance on Wednesdays. He wasn't getting paid because they did like a simulcast, basically. Gil on his own personal channel, not Gilbert Arenas, not the Gilbert Arenas channel, but his other channel. He was streaming the Nightcap as well. So it seemed like the partnership was very mutual. Okay, Gil will get that visibility with Shannon Sharpe, and look. I'm not the biggest fan of Gil. Some of his takes are wild, but every now and then he does have a decent take, or at least he'll have a take that makes you think. Okay, considering that Gil's had a very good NBA career, even though it ended very poorly for bad decision making on his end. I mean, the man knows some basketball. So it was good to have his insight, and I thought the relationship was blossoming, and Gil, appreciated Shannon Sharpe for, hey, thank you for having me on the platform, and one day I can get to your level, yada, 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 right? Well, clearly it seemed like that's over and done with now, okay? And is Shannon Sharpe, trying to do some image cleanup, okay? Because we know that Gil on his podcast be going off, all right? And that's one thing, whether you like Gil or not, I like that former athletes on these podcasts, we run their mouth however they want to, without any filter, okay? Gil's not tied to a TV network. Gil's not tied to ESPN, okay? Gil doesn't have to worry about his brand too much, all right? All his bread and butter is coming purely from the internet, from his own platform, and he has the Underdog Fantasy sponsor, okay? I don't know other sponsorships he had, but that's it, though, okay? So Gil can be a lot more colorful with what he has to say in his critique of the NBA as a whole, when it comes to the players in the league, all right? Shannon, on the other hand, he can't go too off the rails on Nightcap, considering that he's also on ESPN, okay? Even Stephen A. on his own Stephen A. Smith show, he can't go too off the rails, even though it's its own separate entity. But let's keep it 100. If Shannon was going off on Nightcap and gave a very controversial opinion or stance, and for Stephen A. Smith, that can come back and bite them in the rear end and get them cut from TV, get them canceled from TV. Okay, so look, Shannon Sharpe being associated with Gil probably wasn't in his best interest in the long term. Gil is just gonna be a matter of time for Gil to say something wild on his platform or wild on Nightcap, and ESPN is gonna want to check, and the sponsors with him and the volume and all that are gonna want to check. Volume's not a sponsor, he's in partnership, but still, they're gonna want to check Shannon Sharpe about that, right? So, Shannon Sharpe is trying to play it clean. So instead, we saw a surprise guest, J.R. Smith. J.R. Smith played with the Cavaliers, Denver Nuggets, a really good three-point shooter, 3-and-D kind of guy. J.R. Smith is laid back. He's more into golfing, but, obviously he's playing the league, so, he's going to give his basketball insight, but it's not going to be too crazy. J.R. Smith be coming on there flamed up. I mean, he looked already buzzed out his mind on Nightcat, but this is a safer route for Shannon Sharpe. You're just going to get easy going commentary from J.R. Smith, and you're not going to get anything too outlandish or crazy. Okay, J.R. Smith seems like a positive dude, and just mad chill. Okay, so much easier for Shannon to have and manage. Someone like a Gilbert Arenas, who, if he says something, it's a double-edged sword. Because if he says something crazy on your platform, it's going to go viral, you're going to get clicks. However, there's a potential, there's always that element of backlash coming through. You know what I'm saying? So, so my guess is that Shannon Sharpe had to cut ties with Gil. Too much of a wild card. Okay, it was good at first, but And I'm surprised that I don't know if Shannon ever addressed it. I don't recall him addressing it though, which is odd. You know what I'm saying? People tuned in for the Wednesday night cast, especially when we're talking basketball weekly during the season last year, the playoffs, and that was good. And then now, the season started, and we don't see any more Gilbert Arenas. He quietly just went away from Nightcap. So there goes that relationship with Shannon Sharpe and Gilbert Arenas. So again, Shannon has to keep his image clean. He can't be having these wild card dudes like Gil or be associated with him. He's in self-preservation mode. The whole IG thing was a big wake-up call. That got Shannon Sharpe shook. Got him scared. He messed up in quotes. He accidentally in quotes. It can't happen again. Can't happen again. So Shannon Sharpe cutting ties. Maybe it was part of, he felt like he was on thin ice in terms of, like, in his mind, he can't have any more hiccups. He can't have anybody on his platform talking greasy. That could be misconstrued and mess up his money. Self-preservation mode is how I take it. Odd that he's gone. Gil's gone in to address it. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this, man. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe. I'm out.